Dwayne Wiggins here with American Financial's F&I University, and this is your tip of the week. The no-visit or off-site customer is not something new to F&I. In fact, there's always been that out-of-state customer. The customer that's way too busy to come into the store. The deal that we either have to send the paperwork to them or have that dealer trade driver have it signed. However, thanks to recent events, this off-site customer has become a larger part of our business, causing our industry to implement alternatives and adjustments to the traditional in-store process. Video conferencing is one of those additions. So today's tip is focused on little things that have a big increase in the effectiveness of these meetings. As you are aware, there are a plethora of video conferencing services: Zoom, GoToMeeting, WebEx, Google Hangouts, Skype, FaceTime, BlueJeans, and Microsoft Teams. And these all allow us to have FaceTime with that no-visit customer. And I think we can all agree that FaceTime is far superior to phone time, and these tools are valuable. Here are a few simple but effective ideas to get the most out of these meetings. A, become a technology expert. Doctors know how to operate, and so should we. F&I pros should be able to operate web meeting functions as well as they do their DMS. Consider that during a video meeting, one of the main impressions that you make is your ability to guide them through that process seamlessly. 2, don't assume they are experts with their technology. Try asking what platform they'll be using to participate. Is it an iPhone, an iPad? Is it Android, desktop, laptop? And depending on their source, you may need to make adjustments in your presentation, or you may completely need to walk them through how to use their device with the service that you're presenting with. 3, set the stage. There's a saying out there is no business like show business. Well, here's the thing, there's no business that's not show business. And when you enter someone's home via chat or their place of work, it's a show. And it's a show that the customer is fixing to become the star of. So you have got to set the stage. In fact, I've asked Rich Wheeler to join us via Zoom to show an example of setting the stage. Rich, take it away.
Well, thank you, Dwayne. Rich Wheeler here, and I'm on the other side of the computer, on the other end of the Zoom meeting. So this is what your customers will be seeing. And what we want to think about is, what else will your customers be seeing besides you? So when we look around the screen, what else is in the field of view that the customer might see? That's one of the first things to think about. If you're in your office, which most times you are, is your office nice and tidy? I'm in my home office right now, so would my home office be tidy? And you may also be in your home office occasionally doing the same thing. Something else to think about is your personal appearance. So it's very easy in a Zoom meeting to be a little casual or dressed down. Well, we want to be dressed as our customers would normally see us in a business setting. So if you normally wear a company polo, or you normally wear a shirt and tie, whatever you normally wear to the dealership, whatever you normally would wear in the business office, wear that during your Zoom meeting so that your customers see the same thing that they would see just as if they were sitting in front of you. One of the other things to think about is lighting. Now you'll notice that this stuff in the background here appears to be behind my desk. Well, the reality of it is it's actually in front of my desk. What I've done is I've moved around to the other side of my desk so that the windows that are normally behind me are providing natural lighting to light up the screen just a little bit. Again, we don't want a dark, gloomy screen when we're talking to customers. The next thing we want to think about is where our eyes are focused. So right now I'm looking directly into the camera on my Microsoft Surface computer so that I'm making eye contact with my consumer. If I was looking down at my consumer like I would be right now, then I'm not making eye contact with them anymore because I'm not looking at the camera. And just like when we're face-to-face with a consumer, those nonverbal cues and those nonverbal skills are just as important on the other side of a Zoom meeting as they are face-to-face. In fact, they might even be more important because let's face it, this is two-dimensional and real life is three-dimensional. this automatically pulls us apart from the customer just a little bit, just by the nature of what we're doing. So in addition to all of the other things that you're going to need to do logistically through a Zoom meeting with your contracts and your disclosures and your presentations, be thinking about what it looks like for the customer. What do you look like personally? What does your environment behind you look like? What does the lighting look like? Where are you looking? Try to be slightly demonstrative with your emotions, because unfortunately sometimes screens have the tendency to sometimes make us look a little impersonable. So what we want to do is maybe use our hands just a little bit, use our smile quite a bit, and try to make your eyes as bright as possible. Make this a personal experience with the consumer as best we can. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do right now is we're also going to show you how to screen share. Now, I am using a Microsoft computer, and one thing to think about is most of your desktop computers at your dealerships probably are not touchscreen. You're probably going to be doing this from a laptop, or need to be doing it from a laptop if you're going to screen share and if you're going to write on that screen. One little note of interest, by the way, if you're using a laptop computer or a Surface Pro or an iPad or something of that nature, the angle at which your customers are going to be looking at you can be a little different than your desktop computer, right? So what I've done in this scenario, for instance, is I prop my laptop up just a little bit so y'all aren't looking up my nose, at least not as much as possible. So be thinking about those types of little things when you're actually setting up for your Zoom meeting. Okay, so on my Surface Pro, I've got an app called Drawboard. I also have a PDF of my manufacturer's limited warranty review. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use my stylus to screen share with you. Now, here's the next thing. You got to think about, what is your consumer going to see for that brief second right before you switch to whatever application is you're going to show them. What are they looking at? Right now, you're looking at my 7-year-old playing some baseball, but be thinking about what's on your computer and what your customer might see. Now I'm going to bring up my Drawboard app. So here's the manufacturer's warranty review, and I have it pulled up in my Drawboard app so that I can actually write on it and go through a manufacturer's limited warranty review with the customer. Now, you need to understand your apps very well, because you don't want to be fumbling around the app as you're trying to present to the customer. Right. This is show business. Remember, we want to put on a good presentation for the customer. So down here in the corner of the Drawboard is the app that shows you how to maneuver around it. Okay, so now I've got my pen pulled up, and I'm going to use my manufacturer's limited warranty review, and I'm actually going to be able to write on the screen. So yes, Mr. Customer, you have a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. That covers your engine, transmission, and drivetrain, all the internally lubricated parts. You also have a 3-year, 36,000 mile basic warranty. So what does your 3-year, 36,000 mile basic warranty cover? It covers you against defects. What's a defect? So a defect is a bad part or a bad assembly of a part. It's going to cover 100% of the labor, 100% of the parts at a $0 deductible. It's going to cover all those mechanical components, all those 16 to 18,000 moving parts that the cars have today. In addition to your engine, transmission, and drivetrain, that's your steering, suspension, brakes, electrical, air conditioning. Now, when I say brakes, not the brake shoe pads, obviously that's a wear and tear item. But Mr. Customer, it's also going to cover all of that technology. All the reasons why you told me earlier that you bought the vehicle, that lane departure warning, that 360 backup camera, obviously the infotainment center that you wanted for your kids to be able to watch the movies and play their games on. I'm going to skip forward a little bit, folks, because y'all know how manufacturer's warranty goes through. But you can then, let's say I want to show them, okay, this is the portion that the manufacturer is responsible for. This is the portion that you're responsible for. Now, let's say I want to change colors. I can come over here to my pen. I can change it to green now. And then I can tell the customer, okay, Mr. Customer, so I'm going to sign this, just acknowledging that we went over your manufacturer's limited warranty review. So you can do a manufacturer's limited warranty review virtually the same way that you can if the customer is sitting right in front of you. The nice thing about Drawboard is if I wanted to, I can actually come over here, I can save this, and I can actually share it and print and email it to my customer if they want to go home with a copy of it. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, listen, these times are sort of forcing us into some changes that we already knew were coming. Customers are going to expect more and more digital retailing capabilities from the seat of their couch. And we're going to have to figure out a way as business managers to insert ourselves into that equation so we can still maximize our presentations and make sure that our customers are taking advantage of our protective products. This is just one example of how to do that. I think as we get further into the digital retailing age, if you will, we're all going to become more and more familiar with these types of presentations. We're going to become better and better. And the truth of the matter is, when it's all said and done, we're going to show why business managers are so important to the automotive industry. So for everybody here at the F&I University, this is Rich Wheeler. And for D. Wayne Wiggins, that was your tip of the week.